And that's it. I hesitated. Hey, it's Hiron, and welcome back to Voxlblade Deathless, a series where I attempt to beat the entirety of Voxlblade solo while never dying. Before we start, did you know I have a Discord now? So if you're interested, consider joining. Along with that, I'd like to quickly thank the channel members that make everything possible. So, thank you to my superfans, Kimi, Jet, and Makeshift, as well as my supporter, Pixel. If you'd like all these cool perks as well as some cool badges, consider joining the channel. And of course, if you don't want to burn money on a Roblox YouTuber, subscribing to the channel also helps out a ton and still supports the channel greatly. Anyways, with all that out of the way, let's dive right into Voxlblade Deathless. As many of you are aware, last episode was a complete disaster, and I had to take a small breather in between, hence the fish video. After my last death, I hopped right back into the thick of things with a plan right in mind. If you don't know me, I have a Draconic Waterclaw build on my channel, and the next build was going to be exactly that. With Waterclaw, we have two very important things: sustain and damage. However, like with nearly every single build in the world, we have the usual pros and cons. My wave player heavily requires grouping up the mobs, which means Bastion is definitely not going to be kind to me. However, because this is burst damage, well, you'll see exactly where that shines. And so, I set off on my next goal to reobtain the greatness that I once had. But I had one idea, a what the hell eureka moment that got me all amped up: the Thorn Quest. I know, I swore off the Thorn Quest as a possibility a while back, but I felt like this was my time to shine. I had to have my get back to figure out this quest without dying reliably. And of course, I had my answer. But first, I had to farm in the hair layer for rock hair armor, which provides the immovable perk. With the immovable perk, I'm sure you can guess what it does by the name, but if you can't, it basically just says, oh, knockback? Yeah, I remember when knockback was a thing, and then you take no knockback. You need 3 pieces of rock hair armor to resist Thorn's knockback. However, because of my absolutely horrible drop rates, I bit the bullet and decided to just do it with 2. And this was a major mistake. Psych! We win these, baby! Now that we have that level boost from completing the Thorns quest, it was time to continue power leveling. My goal was to reach level 25 before doing any dungeons, primarily for the Draconic Guild. Now, of course, the Waterclaw build itself relies on 2 things: a high source of water damage and a source of burn DOT. However, this means we need the Claw from the Guild as well as the Fireball rune. But that is for later, as for right now, I need XP to even get close. So, my ultimate gear set is as follows: either a caster ring or water ring in our ring slot, full King Carp armor, and a Fireball rune. Later down the line, I will be infusing some civilian armor, but as of right now, I don't have the crafting level or enough binded corruptions to even consider it. On the topic of gear, enchants are another massive part of the build, in which I likely will not be able to copy from my original build. This is primarily because the original build requires me to have 5 brilliant gems, because all 5 enchants are ascended, 2 warped, and 3 mythical. Because of this hiccup, I will be trying to obtain wet and legendary enchants to substitute. This ultimately will reduce my overall damage in comparison, but I'm not going for 2,000 damage in one claw, I'm just going for damage. After 2 days of grinding EXP and quests, I hit level 25 finally. Yes, you heard that right, 2 whole days. But Hiron, I hear you ask, how is it 2 days if this is only 1 episode? And to that I answered, day 5 by itself wouldn't have been an interesting video. Day 5.5, as I called it on my stream title, was when things actually started to ramp up, as I obtained both the Draconic Guild and the Fireball rune, allowing me to finally use this build's perk, Extinguish. Extinguish works in a very simple way. If an enemy is burning from a fire that I caused, I can put out that fire with any water damage and deal massively increased damage, hence the burst aspect of the build. So with this gearing up out of the way, I did my usual run of the Lord Frog's Cavern and Bumble's Hive. But because I've already shown you folks these dungeons, here is a rapid fire summary so we can get all caught up with our previous run. Lord Frog was a cakewalk because why wouldn't it be? The soar ability that Draconic Guild gives allows me to get away when necessary. The enemies are really easy, and my build already almost one-shots the Dragon Gators that attack me. But other than that, everything is smooth sailing. The boss fight itself was also quite easy, as not having the 15-year-long parry timer on missed parry just makes blocking attacks not feel so punishing. Ultimately, this dungeon went by incredibly quick and wasn't stressful in the slightest. Wow, I just couldn't M1. And dude, a new moveset, man. You're so unoriginal. There we go. It's a wizard time, motherfuckers. Fireball. Do your dance, do your dance. Should stream on Twitch so we can gamble. Good predictions. Twitch isn't bad, but streaming on YouTube is a lot easier for me at the moment, just because this is where my following is, right? If I streamed on Twitch, the only people who would know are the people who are actively in my Discord, and like maybe Voxlblade server, but most of the Voxlblade server hates me, so I don't know how well that one's working out for me. I've grown a fan base and a hater base, and it's the funniest shit ever. I would say do it when you get to like 5k views. 5k views? Voxlblade's never gonna get that much. The only videos that ever get 5k are the goddamn build videos. Because of my previous statement of, you know, they're soulless, everyone looks them up. They only get views because they're a build. Okay, it's on you, tell me. I will write a strongly worded letter. No, don't. That's why I don't specifically say who's hating me. It's because people will fucking white knight all the time, and I don't need that. I can defend myself. If it was getting to a point of harassment, I would defend myself, but they're not doing anything bad. They're just, you know, they don't like me. That's that simple as that. But you know what was easier? The Bumble's Hive. Fun fact, not enraging Queen Bumbles makes the entire dungeon easier than Lord Frog. She just has less HP than normal Lord Frog. How is this possible? It's a higher level dungeon. So because of this, defeating her at default difficulty 1 was an absolute breeze, and this dungeon was practically over before it even started. Her HP gets absolutely nuked by like 4 whole water claws, and that's basically the entire fight. Comically high damage. Have you tried? Oh, I already read that. Smartest content creator ever reads a message he already read 5 seconds ago. This looks like it's not a challenge. Well, it's because I'm overgeared. I already have a build in mind and I'm prepared. So, yeah. If you wanted to do this blind, you know, it'd be a lot more difficult. Oh. As well as Dragon makes the whole jumping over every attack a lot easier. Woohoo! Alright. Oh, my voice cracked. And now, here we are. Everything that has happened in the past 2 streams of Voxlblade Deathless. Thank you all so much for stopping by, and I hope to see you again in the next episode. Love you all, and I hope you have a great day.